Hi, this is Ben Sykes. Welcome to Tip Tuesday. Thought I'd show us around today on a nice new feature we added in version 14 that'll help you move over some information quickly to a brand new work order that you're creating in an event. So, especially populating some of this header information on the level of the work order automatically from something that's true in the event, or maybe fields that are true in the related company. So it's a quick way of doing this without having to write any custom scripting behind the scenes or get IndySoft to help you there. So this would be a new option in Workflow Config. So if you go down to the Auto Launch tab in Workflow Config, you can see in this particular example for my receiving events, I have it set up to always create a work order, and so everything I'm about to demonstrate only applies to when you're creating a work order or an estimate in the system. So not launching into the next event, but creating a work order that has that event. So in this example, I'm creating a work order that has a repair scheduled item on it. And when that happens, this is the new feature here, this second tab. This lets us automatically move over some information that was true in the event or maybe on the company level and pre-populate that into the work order that is about to be created. So this is somewhat like the info transfer tab functionality that we have for equipment. You can do the same thing on a work order that's being created. So in my example here, when I finish the event and automatically create the work order, I want to take from the event level the branch that was true for the event and set that to the branch on the new work order. And then when I finish the event, I want to go to the event level and take the user-defined 7 field and move that over to work order custom 1, because my user-defined 7 field over here is maybe a tracking ID that the customer gave me for this asset that's handy to also attach to the work order. So rather than having to rely on the technician to remember to re-input that uh, on the work order level or add some custom scripting, I can now just map that right here. And then as a third example, let's say when the work order is automatically created, let's go to the company level. For the company that owns the asset that was just added in, let's take the status box 1 field from the company level and move that over to work order status 1. Because in my order system, I've relabeled the work order status 1 to be credit hold, and that can match in the add edit system. If I go to my add edit company, then you can see I've also relabeled my company status 1 field as credit hold. So it's just shuffling around some information so we don't have to rely on doing any of that manually. So let me clean out my last work order here and make sure I can do this on this current asset. So let's save these changes here in workflow config, and now let's run this receiving event. So you can see I have a user-defined 7 field that is in my event that maybe I could input a tracking ID that the customer had given. I could select the branch while I'm in the event if that's more convenient. And we don't have to prompt for the credit hold flag because we can look that up automatically from the company level. So here we've got this ABC123B asset that we want to add in that repair event on a brand new work order that is going to be 773. So as that completes, we'll get prompted for some address information. So now let's check in the order system this work order that was just created, 773. So you can see there's 3 pieces of information that were automatically populated here. This branch came over from the event level. The tracking ID, which is the work order custom 1 field, was populated from the user-defined 7 field in the event. And then the credit hold flag was turned on because the related company had the credit hold turned on also. So again, just a quicker way of doing this rather than relying on scripting. And just notice also as we're adding in this interface, we try to help you out. So if you pick maybe a field that you're coming from that is text-based, then the destination field on the work order, we're only going to show you text type fields that are appropriate for receiving that information. And they even have a sufficient size to accept the field that you're coming from. And as an example, if you pick maybe a from field that is a date, then we're only going to show you, like on the event level here, let's take the event date. Then the field that we transfer to on the work order level has to also be a date. So we'll only show you date type fields in the transfer to. So that just helps to ensure that you've got an appropriate destination for that field. Well, that's it. I hope this saves you some time, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks.